Good morning, it's Jodine from the scrapbook store, and today I thought we would just make a little Valentine's card because it's the 1st of February and Valentine's is coming up, and you could give this card to your significant other or a close friend, whoever you like. It's not really gender or occasion specific. Even if you just want to send someone lots of love, this card will be perfect. And we're going to be doing some hot foiling today, so I've just got that heating up there and that's ready. I did that first because it was taking a while. And what I'm just going to do now is cut some white foil. This is the Spellbinders white opaque foil. I really love this stuff. And if you haven't seen one of these before, this is the Spellbinders foil trimmer, which is great because if you've ever tried to cut foil with scissors, you know what a pain it can be. And I will take that excess off the side as well. And I keep all these little bits for projects in the future. If I need just a small word or something, they're all very handy to keep. So now we've got our foil cut to the size of our card and our hot foil plate. I'm just going to wait for that to go green again. There we go. And you want to put your foil colour side down. In this case the white, it's the shiny side. And I'm going to completely cover that plate. And I will just leave that for a few seconds just to heat the foil as well. And then I'll just run that through my die cut machine, which I'm using the Spellbinders Platinum 6. The foil machine is from Couture Creations. It's the Go Pressing foil. But you can use any die cut machine with that one, which is great. I like this machine because it is so simple to use. It's an on-off button, that's it, not different temperatures or timers. And I find it gives me great results every time, so I'm really happy with it. Okay, so we can turn that off. And then we have our little hearts, and you can see that's all foiled because you've got that leftover piece, which if you have a hot foil solid plate, which is one of these, you can actually use that on another card. So that's very handy. Although I haven't quite mastered that yet. Now what I'm going to be doing is ink blending this panel, and I've just got this little sticky mat here is the new Tim Holtz mixed media mat, and it's great for holding down your paper. It won't move on there while you're ink blending. And I'm just using Lumberjack, Plaid, Candied apple and Saltwater Taffy for some graduated inking on this panel today in reds, but you could do this in pinks as well. I have a sample that I've done in pink, which I will show you when I'm done. Any color really. Go with the Candied apple. And I'm just using the waffle flower grip mats for my ink pads there. They're great for sort of holding them in place, so you just need one hand. And the cardstock I'm blending on today is just our scrapbook store generic card, and it works quite well because I am just using distress oxides, which are really forgivable and blend really well on most papers. Usually for blending I would use something like Bristol, but in this case this is perfect. I'm going to bring in some Saltwater Taffy from the top. Just remember when you are ink blending as well, you always want to come from just off the paper so that you don't end up with a big mark on the paper that is really hard to get rid of, which, like I said, the oxides are forgivable, so it doesn't happen as much. But if you're using other inks, you can put that straight to your paper and end up with a mark that's hard to blend out, so just be aware of that. I'll just wipe this off so I don't make a mess after. Okay, so that's your ink blended panel, and I am going to run that through a die cut machine with a stitched frame die. There we go. So there's our background there. Okay, now I just want to put a black mat behind that. So I will just pop that onto there, just with a little bit of double-sided tape for now, because that's what I've got handy. And now what we're going to do with that is we're going to put that on a top folding A2 card base. So I'm just going to score that at 5.5. Now before that, I'm just going to grab some paper towel and just wipe over this and really bring those hearts up, because that white foil's sort of been coloured a little with the inks, and you want to brighten them back up, just giving them a little rub. It makes them really stand out, similar to what you would do if you were embossing. There we go. Now I want to foam mount that onto the back. So I've just got some foam tape here. So that's our card front done, and now we just have to add the sentiment. Now I've just gone with a generic sentiment today, which is Lots of Love by Pink Fresh Studio. And I thought this would be perfect because you can give it to a friend, one of your kids, anyone really. Lots of love. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut that a few times out of black cardstock, and we're going to do the shadow. Now you do have the option, of course, to use the actual letters and layer them like that, which is really nice and probably how I normally would do it. But just by chance, when I was making a similar card the other day, I actually just popped this on to use as a guide, and I really like how it looked. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay. So first I will just use some glue to lay these three together. Apply a little bit of pressure there, let that set. And then importantly, we need to stick our centers back into our letters, just so they look complete. There we go. That's your sentiment. And then we're going to pop some glue on the back of that. You can use tape as well. The thing I like about the glue is it gives you a bit of room to kind of move it around if you need to, if you don't get it straight. So I like to use glue for adhering my sentiments. I'm just going to pop that in the center there. Apply a bit of pressure. If you've got like a stamp block or something, you could leave that sitting on there. Okay, and now we just have to add some embellishments. So I'm going to be using some Spellbinders flat black sequins, and I've just got this new little, looks like a pencil, it is actually a pickup tool, so quite fun. Now let's make sure they're on the there we go. That's our completed project today. A fun little Valentine's card. And pretty quick and simple. And I wanted to show you some other cards I made. This is a pink version of the same card, and as you can see, I used the letters this time. I've done the backing in vellum. So I did a couple of layers of white, and then I've put that Lawn Fawn sparkle cardstock on the top and done clear, but otherwise it's exactly the same design. So obviously this is a little bit more girly, this pink one, pretty pink one, but either would work. I've got another few samples. While I had that heat foil die out the other day, I've done a few more samples, so I'll just show you those. This one's red on gold. Sorry, it's in a plastic bag, so it's a bit hard to see that one. This one I've done the red foil on the white, and then I've cut out this heart die, which is from MFT, and I've cut that out of a red foil, and again I've layered that on 2 layers of white, and I've used a hot foiled sentiment, which is foiled onto black card using that white opaque hot foil again. I've made this one with pink foil, and then what I didn't have any metallic pink foil, so I've taken a piece of the pink hot foil and I've put it onto some adhesive paper and attached it to cardstock and peeled the backing off. And then I ran that through the die cut machine, and I got this really cool, grungy, sort of scratchy look on the foil, which I loved. So I made 2 cards out of that. That was the outside and this is the inside. I've cut the outside here with some black gloss cardstock, and then I've popped all the pieces back in like a jigsaw puzzle. So it's very effective. It's all one layer. And I've added a sentiment there from MFT stamps. And again, this one also MFT stamps. So that's a few cards using the same products. Now I've got a few other Valentine's cards that we will be sharing. So join us on Instagram or Facebook for our countdown to Valentine's Day. And we'll be sharing a new card every day with you. And you can check that out. So thanks for watching today. And I hope you enjoyed the little project that we made and that it's given you some inspiration. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.